Claire Muldoon, the broadcaster, is with us. Let's move to this story. Claire, Keir Starmer ditching his Chief of Staff, Sue Gray, leaving the Tories asking, who's running this country? Now, when it first came out back in March that the Partygate investigator was the new Chief of Staff, you might remember Keir Starmer seemed a little bit edgy. Let's have a listen to this.
I think it's been known for some time that I've been looking for a Chief of Staff, and I'm very focused on what it is I need from a Chief of Staff. I'm conscious that we will inherit a really damaged public services.
Is there a specific time frame?
Well, look, people know I've been looking for a Chief of Staff for some time now.
There it is. He says he didn't really know her that well and didn't socialise with her or anything like that, Claire, but now she's gone. She says, I was a distraction, so had to go.
Well, not only that, but I mean, Morgan McSweeney now, at least we know what his salary is because of Sue Gray's £170,000 per annum that she was going to receive as his Chief of Staff. We wonder why on earth he's come to choose him. He's married to a Scottish Labour MP. They've got a young son, so clearly there's going to be a divide in domesticity, her in the north to deal with her constituency and him down here. I think the bigger question is, though, what support and what strength and what cuckold Starmer has over his government now. And I would say he's made it weaker by her leaving. There was a big brouhaha because Sue Gray, don't forget, she was well respected within the civil service, I have to say, before she got the appointment. She then did the COVID inquiry of the Partygate scandal. Remember, she did the report for that. She headed that up. Yep. And then she was made his Chief of Staff. So she's a very brave, very strong, very, very influential woman. Yeah. And I just wonder now what the impetus was to get rid of her, because I don't know what the envoy and communities director is. Do you?
Well, it's a good point. I don't think the job really existed before, so they seem to have found her a job. I just wonder whether she is part and parcel of that sort of ever-growing group of civil servants that actually aren't as good as their reputation. And I find this all the time, that, you know, people are talked about. They get into a certain job. That woman, Paula Venables, that ran the post office, you know, apparently was, you know, not even qualified to work on a post office counter. And yet there she was running the entire company. And nobody can work out why. They just watched her shin up this ladder. And I think Sue Gray, who's that other bloke, another one whose name escapes me, similar thing, you know, people get a job, they get moved, they get a bit of promotion, then suddenly the mood music starts. You think because they're not that good, then you must be missing something, because otherwise they wouldn't have that job. And then this strange reputation grows based on nothing.
Yeah. Good point. I also think, though, that the civil service in itself has lost it's lost its ability to govern without favour. In that, I don't think they can don't think they can govern neither politically for the left or the right. I think they are more left-leaning, but they shouldn't be, as you know. And I also think the union, their ability to join a union hasn't helped that either. Yeah. It's given them a sort of identity, a protection. Civil servants should be above the law. They should be there to uphold the law. They're there to write the law, for heaven's sake, and advise all politicians that are in governance, regardless of their colour. I mean, a colour in political parties' colour. I mean, not obviously in race. But I think that's been completely lost.
And let's finally look at this story. Gyms beat pubs for a Gen Z night out. I find this devastating and disappointing. It's frankly criminal that I should even be reading this story. Claire, a Gym Group survey found 37% of Gen Z view exercising as a social activity, 42% making friends while they work out. 23% of 18 to 24-year-olds said socialising with friends is a key motivation for exercising. I can't think of anything worse than going to the gym with friends.
You can quite clearly see I'm not a Gen Z, and there weren't many gyms in Belfast. That's all I'm going to say.
It's interesting. I mean, of course, there are some people who love going to the gym, and you know,
course.
I don't dispute that. I just think going as a social thing is a. I know people have done it for years. You go with your mate if you're you know, lifting weights and stuff. Your mate is there to, you know, obviously encourage you, and I get that. But the idea that it's either the Rose and Crown or the gym seems extraordinary to me. I know where I'll be every single day.
I would rather my electrolytes be in a bottle than actually in a gym. And a lot of the Gen Zers actually use the gym now as a dating app. They really do, because their membership
Yeah.
pictures come up when they've gained access to the gym. And then when they're giving it whatever they're doing whatever they're doing, the picture can, they'll be able to scroll and think, oh yeah, where are you? You're in the sauna. Oh yeah, let's go in. And it's best left to them, I think.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
mean, there's
really
obviously,
sad.
yes, I know you've probably frequented some interesting dating apps over the time, Claire.
None.
But
None.
but I just think if that's your night out, I mean, what do you do after the gym? Do you go to the little cafe and go, 2 pints of protein, please, Sandra? Is that how it works? I mean, is that the way you buy a round after one of those moments?
Do you know what Gen Zs do? They go to a coffee shop, right, an independent coffee shop, and ask for coffee with oat milk. Yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they do.